December 22nd, 2006, the same year Cars 1 was released, and the same date I was born at, which was now 7,045 days ago. And since that fateful day, I was never kissed. I never kissed a girl. I'm 19 now. And let me tell you about that, because I feel like most people that just like entered adulthood, like finishing this section that you're like a teenager and now you're like an adult, most people like they had relationships, they had a girlfriend, just a partner, and inevitably they kissed. And I never had this experience. And actually I have no reference to like, oh, this one time I was actually really close, I got... No, never, ever. I never felt close enough to any girl to think like, oh my god, I wanna shove my face into her face. Never, never, ever. So, let me tell you what would need to happen for me to wanna kiss someone. First of all, I don't know how it feels, so I have no like reference, so I don't know. But I think the first thing would have to be that I would really, because in my mind, how I see like the first kiss is probably something you do, like a spark of the moment thing. Like the first day, no, okay, probably not first date. Let's say, to put it in context, I never went on a date. Never. So I think, in my mind, you go on the first date, it's really successful, or like successful enough for both of you agree to go on a second date. Second date, I think, is like the earliest you can see the first kiss. And the way I see it is like, you finish some attraction, like you went skiing, you went golfing, you watched a movie, you had a dinner. You go out, just sit on a bench somewhere, like, or probably not like go to each other places because it's kind of way too early. Like I would not invite any girl to my house or like even ask, like suggest we go to her place after the second date because it's super fucking early. But I feel like this is the moment where like you can find yourself like, you can like your partner enough at this point and know them and feel connected enough so you would be confident enough to give them a smooch. Now I don't know how crazy this kiss would go because for most people it would be their first kiss. I know there are stages of being a good kisser. I know you have your type of kisses, but we are not getting into that because that's uncharted territory for me. So that's the scenario I would have to set for me to like succeed in this mission of like experiencing my first kiss. It would have to be at least the second date probably, just because I need to check something. Wait. So I actually just googled it. So it says first date should be between 90 and 2 hours. Between an hour and a half and 2 hours. Which makes sense because it's the first date. You just... Most likely this date is there just to like... For both parties to be sure the other guy is good looking enough that both sides are confident enough that they can go the extra mile and like proceed to the next stage. And second date, actually I want to check that because in my opinion it should be like 3 times as long or like at least twice as long because 2 hours, 4 hours is probably enough. Okay, I'm taking it from Google, but yeah, they also, it says like 2 to 5 hours, which makes much more sense. Like you can actually like because first date is probably you just go somewhere and literally just spill out a lot of information about yourself, and the other your partner, your potential partner, does the same. So second one, 2 hours to 5 hours makes sense. You probably like go to at least two activities, probably have a meal. As I said, this is like the the earliest I can see like the first kiss come into play probably. I know that most guys like wanna get some action as well on the first date, which sounds insane. I don't even know like this person's favorite color or something, and I already wanna match pieces with them. Probably not. I would have to get to know them much more probably, but maybe just because I haven't had the experience. Oh my god. Okay. Other than that, actually, that's everything I have to say about that. Maybe. Let me think. Of course, if the kiss, I guess, can happen on the first date, that's insane. That's probably like, like like in Hotel Transylvania, like when it's it's true love, there is like a spark in both the people eyes. This is that, like if you kiss on the first date, like you have such strong connection on the first date. But yeah, I don't see it happen for me. But I think that's it. That's everything I have to say. We over 7,000 days without a kiss. Hopefully, I can do something about it pretty soon. I am proud of myself. I have started to at least talk with more girls that I'm actually interested in more frequently. Like for the last the day today is it's the 6th of April. Let's say for the past month and a half, which is pretty good. A month and a half of improvement, and I think a significant improvement. Mainly because in high school and definitely middle school, I never had any interaction with girls. No, okay, that's a lie. In high school I did, because actually my learning partners, it was most of the time this one girl that I spoke about in the past. We were attending all of our we were attending all of the same majors. So I had chemistry, physiology and biology. No, yeah, she was attending physiology and biology. I took an extra course just for chemia, and I was studying with her. That was probably the only girl activity I had throughout high school and middle school, the really major one, because we actually got really close. And actually, since I enrolled, if you don't know, I'm a soldier. I enrolled, and actually boot camp, the way I did it, my profession in the military required me to go to a really quick boot camp and then enroll into a course that actually taught me the thing I need to know for my job, basically, because I'm not a fighter. I have basically, it's basically a desk job. So it was a 3 months course plus the boot camp. In the boot camp, you basically we shoot a couple of rounds just so we are confirmed soldiers, and the course was just basically school. And there were a bunch of girls that were really nice, and one of them actually still in. I talked about my 2 last uploads are about this. I get to know this girl, and she's super nice. She's into a lot of the things I am, and we just find both of us find each other nice and fun to talk with. And now, and we are not in the same base because in this course it's basically those, there were 100 of us, and basically every unit of every like, yeah, every base basically needs one of us. So we were not going to the same base. So we actually we live really closely. Actually, she's probably like 5 minute a 5 minute ride for me. Actually, we live so closely where like once I went to do groceries a little outside my town, and I got to her town, and I saw her get off the bus because she actually does day to day in her base. Because she lives so closely. She goes to the base in the morning and comes back in the evening. I do just a full week and then another week and then coming back. So I saw her get off the bus and I'm like, oh my god, I saw you. I saw you just to walk around. And it's like lol. But yeah, other than that, I'm proud of myself actually trying. Because starting is definitely the hardest part, and I'm definitely at the starting part. Also, just the normal things you need to acquire as time goes on, like confidence. I'm not confident enough, probably. I'm 99% of the time really quiet. No one is actually like 100% like fine with the way they look. So like you see a girl. I was starting to say like, my first video is titled I'm 19 and I just had my first crush. And this crush is for basically the girl I work the closest with at the base. We are both mashaks of a certain aspect of our unit. Mashak is basically, he takes a whole section of something the entire unit needs to do. I am education. It's not really education, it's like making the military experience more fun. So I'm taking them to vacation homes, I'm planning game days, like we are going to do paintball for basically a 6 of our unit. It's a group of the unit, a troop, if you will. And I'm taking it to just do paintball. It's just fun. And also I'm required to like teach them educational stuff about everything, basically, mainly history. Because it's the military, it's important that you know things about your country if you're going to protect it. Even though none of my unit is not a fighting unit. We are not warriors. And the other girl, her job is basically that the military will suit everyone's needs. So like if you have a special need in something, like money is a bit tight at home and you need to work while you're at the military, a second job, she can give you a permission to that. She can give you like gift card for things. She can make the military give you extra pay every month, things like that. In my language, it is called the attache. So she's a tash mashak and I'm a education mashak. And that it's a great job. It's a super important job. Her is probably even more important than mine. But yeah. I was talking about it because like it's really tough to find some kind. I'm hanging out with her 24/7 all day, every day. That's just, and it feels weird because I really like her, and she's a 10 out of 10, which is like, it's so weird to like find like have a crush on someone that just he looks better than you. Like you won't really have a chance if you actually say anything. So I had to pause for a while, so I didn't even think I remember what I was talking about. But yeah. So when you have a crush on someone that just looks better than you, it always feels like cheap wanting to ask him out or something, because it's what I'm going for. That was the last video I made, I think. it feels immature, like thinking, oh, I have a chance. Maybe at some point you're like, oh, it sounds stupid to think that the other person would even like think about it. Maybe because it's always scary, because maybe I would actually pop the big question and then they just look confused, like they won't want it at all. They will just hard reject, which I know the worst thing they can do is say no, but no is heartbreaking. So yeah, this is all I'm going to say. That's it. Bye.